Wait, please. We mean you no harm. Please, come out.
I'm staying right here until I know it's safe.
Okay.
The cable cars were scheduled to run all day.
Well, that's not happening anytime soon. I'm gonna regret this.
The control panel looked complicated. It wasn't powered up, and the smell of burnt electrical components hung ominously in the air.
Oh, it's burnt, huh? Well, I'm gonna fuck with this anyway.
The cogs turned, but the rest of the mechanism didn't seem to be engaging.
Nice. Let's look at the hatch.
The console circuitry looked pretty complex and dangerous.
Let's not fuck with it. You know what? Considering that this thing is locked, let's put this lunchbox in the cogs. And then we'll do what we did in Broken Sword 4.
The box was now wedged in the cogs, or rather, the giant can opener.
Yeah. Remember when we destroyed that thing in Broken Sword 4 to, get some important stuff out of that place in that office at the meat factory? Yeah, we're doing that with this now. Think of it as the smaller version of that. Lunchbox versus Gears. Who will win? Gears. Gears always wins.
That's quite a mess you've made there, George.
You know what they say about making omelets, Nico?
You can't make them without strawberry jam?
Well...
Just as I thought, it's a two-way radio.
Can anyone hear me?
Duane, this is George. George Stobart.
Holy cow, George, just the fella I need.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, Duane, and don't you worry. I'll have you out of there in a minute.
You reckon you can get the cable car running again?
No, the console isn't working properly. I've got no idea why not.
George, this is Pearl. Get Kat to help you. She knows everything about that place.
Kat? Is she the girl in the closet?
Has she locked herself in? Oh, dear. Let me talk to her, darling.
Okay. Hey, Kat. We have some friends who you might want to listen to.
Kat? I found you a friendly voice.
How do you know my name?
Kat, dear, it's me, Pearl.
Pearl? How did you get here? That's not possible.
Listen, darling, it really is me. But I'm talking on the radio. George here is a very decent guy, and you should open the door.
I'm not going to fall for that. Prove it's you.
All right. Remember we discovered we both love musicals?
Yeah? And my favorite one is?
How does it go now? Help now.
Here we go.
I am the very model of a modern major general.
Of information, vegetable, animal, and mineral.
I know the kings of England, and I quote the fights historical.
From Marathon to Waterloo in order categorical. I'm very good in integral and differential calculus.
I know the scientific names of beings and homunculus.
In short, in matters, vegetable, animal, and mineral.
I am the very model of a modern major general.
That little fucking dance! I love that!
Alright, only Pearl would know that, and I trust her. Who are you?
I'm George, and this is Nico. How did you end up in a closet?
There were some guys with guns. They took over the whole station. I hid in here.
We're trying to avoid them too.
I was quite surprised, you know. They never mentioned guns at the job interview.
Really? We need to use the cable car. Can you operate it?
Yeah, if the console was working, but they sabotaged it.
And there's no way to get it started?
There might be. Let me see. See that burned out fuse down there?
In the back by the prongs?
Yeah. The idiots stuck a spanner in there and blew the fuse. They wanted to make sure no one could use the cable cars. Connect those two prongs somehow, and the console should restart.
Right.
How on earth are we going to reach that?
I don't know. But don't stick your arm in there. You'll get fried.
And teleportation. I'll figure something out. Let's see.
The box was already open.
Yeah. But didn't we have some... Yeah, there it is. Some jam was left over. I want to put this on the jam.
Well, I'd done stranger things in my life. The paperclip was now all sticky.
Yeah. I'm gonna have a friend go inside.
I stuck the paperclip to Trevor's back. I bet he could work in an office now.
Right, let's go inside that hatch again. I'm gonna use the tea biscuit on the prongs. And now we're gonna let him do the magic.
Trevor could help, but I couldn't just throw him in there. I set him down at the edge where it was safe.
Yep.
Go, Trevor, go!
Look at him go! Oh no, Trevor! Oh, thank God he's
Poor
safe.
Trevor looked like he needed therapy, but the console was working.
I'm glad our pet Trevor helped save the day.
The console, it's working.
Cool. I can send you down there if you want. Let me just bring the cable car up here.
Pearl and Duane are going to be mighty relieved.
Oh, they must have been going down in the other cable car.
Come on, Nico. There's no time to lose. As we got closer to the face in the rock, I knew for sure that we were on the right track. It was definitely the same as the face in the painting, but with one difference. The symbol of the tabula was missing from the rock formation.
Well,
here we are.
But no way to reach the face. Let's have a look around. There must be a way up. There had to be a way to get to that rock face. George, the chapel looks like it's been built right into the rock.
You're right. We should take a look inside.
yep.
I wonder, how old do you think the chapel is?
I'm guessing the exterior's a couple of 100 years old, but the inside, who knows? Some parts could be much older.
Right.
You think somehow this chapel might be connected to the face in the rock?
At a guess, I would say so.
What?
Hey, look, it's Pearl and Duane.
Huh.
Come on, honey bun. Things ain't that bad.
Wait, why is she crying?
You just don't understand. Today's been a disaster.
How?
The monastery was closed. We
Oh.
got stuck in the cable car.
Yeah.
And now this place is a building site.
Aw,
Oh.
sweetie pie.
This was supposed to be the spiritual highlight of our trip, Duane. But the only spirit I see is that rotten turpentine over there.
Oh, heck.
Clearly, the Hendersons weren't having a great vacation.
Well, time to try and fix this relationship up as best we can. What the fuck?
Great to see you again, Mr. Henderson.
Great to see you too, George. Great work back there with the cable car.
Is Pearl okay?
I wish. I'm afraid we're having one of those days where everything goes wrong.
And it always happens.
Tell me about it. What have you been up to since we last met in Claramonte?
Well, there was that little sideshow in Rome, but we can't talk about that. You know why, George.
I do? I do.
Why?
Nope.
Top secret.
Need to know, Nico. Duane is, snoozer.
Don't you mean a sleeper?
No way, honey. A snoozer's at least 2 pay grades up from a sleeper. So I hear. Anyway, I don't believe I've had the pleasure, Miss,
Nicole Collar. Call me Nico.
Well, how's about that? So this is the beautiful Nico. No wonder you've been hiding her away from me, Georgie boy.
Gosh, no,
It's lovely to finally meet you too, Mr. Henderson. George has told me so much about you.
Oh, call me Duane, my dear. And let me assure you of one thing. Everything you've heard is quite possibly true.
Duane was loud, large, and short-sighted, but boy, was he a charmer. Is there anything we can do for Pearl?
I sure as hell hope so, George. She's been planning and researching this trip for years, our little pilgrimage. And Santa Cova Chapel here was the cherry on the cake. Not a thing she don't know about this place. Madonna, blah, blah, blah. Chapel built in, yada, yada, yada. She's Santa Cova's very own walking encyclopedia. Well, weeping encyclopedia, I should say.
So what brings you to Santa Cova?
Pearl's idea from the get-go.
Great idea.
Ever since the unfortunate car accident back home, she's been scouring those pilgrimage brochures. Gotta be full of wonder and life-changing imagery. Got to have penance potential. Got to offer a real spiritual experience.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure this place will be very spiritual once it's finished.
If the chapel is not what she expected, how about the monastery?
Hot dog, no. That place is for tourists, not pilgrims.
Okay.
You said she expected a spiritual experience?
No, that's what the brochure promised. Pilgrimages, little monk fellas, singing, shafts of light, the whole shebang.
Smells, bells, and heavenly lights.
Yeah, that's what the lady wanted. Oh, excuse me. Pearl needs me.
Yeah.
There, dear.
Pearl could be a mine of information about the chapel, if we could just cheer her up. Hey, Nico. So what did you mean by smells, bells, and heavenly lights?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the authentic church experience.
Oh, I see. Smells, bells, and heavenly lights.
I still don't know.
Got any ideas for smells?
Have you found any incense? Church smells don't get much more authentic than incense.
Let's have a look around. can we find? Fire extinguisher. A toolbox. There's something in there. Okay. Let's see. What else can we find? Wood shavings?
My mother always said cleanliness is next to godliness.
Let's examine these.
It was a handful of aromatic sandalwood shavings.
Okay.
It was a hammer with a long, thin head, usually used with a chisel to carve stone.
Yeah, a mason's hammer.
It was a half-empty bottle of turpentine.
Alright. What else can we find around here?
An
Builder's
empty,
mug.
coffee-stained mug had been left by the altar.
We'll leave it there.
A statue of the Madonna and Child watched over the chapel.
Okay.
A modern plaster altar had been built against the rock.
You know what? I think if we combine these...
I sprayed the shavings with Brett. Delightful.
We just made potpourri. That's incense. Let's put it in there.
I put the scented shavings in the mug.
Now we'll use the match.
I lit the scented shavings. A sweet aroma started to fill the room.
Let's see.
The wall here was made of bare rock. It looked like the chapel had been built right into it.
There's a crank here. Let's light up this candelabra.
I lit the candles on the candelabra.
Let's use this side mirror.
I rested the side mirror precariously on the candelabra.
You know what? Let's fucking use this yarn. I don't know why.
I secured the mirror in place with some yarn.
We finally found a thing for the yarn. Now it's time to use the crank.
Now that was something. The light from the candelabra spilled over the Black Madonna like waves of spiritual goodness in candle form.
Alright. Let's talk to Duane.
Hi, Duane.
Hey, George.
That whistling of yours.
Hey, that tune you were whistling earlier, it sounded familiar.
Oh, it's Schubert's Ave Maria. In our courting days, me and Pearl used to hang out with the Campanology Society. It was Pearl's favorite.
Interesting.
Did you see the Black Madonna?
Oh, you betcha. She's the little lady we came to see, though Pearl's in too much of a state to even look at her.
Well.
Oh,
I think I can figure something out
there, dear.
to help out with this. Maybe I can probably make music with the scaffolding. Similar to that. Maybe that will help.
The hammer produced a promising sound.
Okay.
That sounded like an A.
What are you up to?
Look, I made a Churchenspiel. B, if I wasn't mistaken. G. Wrong. didn't sound right. Well, that was fun.
I'm gonna put this in there.
I poured the turpentine into the paint can.
Alright, now if I hit this...
The hammer produced a promising sound.
Alright. So, now I need to fucking hit this correctly. Right, let's do this.
G. An F sharp. G. B. A. G. I had it. It was the tune Duane was humming.
George, that's Ave Maria. Let me have a go.
Okay.
Wow, you really nailed that, Nico.
Yep, this mop really is pretty special.
Fuck yeah.
Leave this to me.
Well, I think we got it.
Pumpkin? Oh my!
What?
The sound of angels, the lights of heaven, the smell of piety, and
Yes?
the Madonna, I do believe. Tears. She's crying, Duane. The Madonna's crying. Father, son, little Timmy. Wrong side of the road. Not my fault. Broken leg. Compensation claim.
What? She run over a kid?
Forgive me, poor Timmy.
Oh my
Pearl,
god.
my precious. You're such a sensitive soul.
Well, now that's done. I feel my soul's floating on air. We can get on with our pilgrimage, Duane.
Yay!
Just another 1,000 clicks to go.
Pearl was back to her usual cheery self.
Good. Let's talk to her, shall we?
Mrs. Henderson,
George, dear boy.
how you feeling?
Oh, just fine, thank you. I have just seen a miracle, George. It's all gonna be all right from now.
I'm sure it is, Mrs. Henderson. I'm sure it is.
Like some flowers?
Would you like these flowers, Pearl?
Were they intended for someone else, George?
Someone's bound to take them at some point, right?
You sure know how to make a girl feel special.
So, Pearl, what have you been up to since we last met?
Well, George, I've been on a journey.
Oh, really? Well, what kind of journey?
A spiritual one. A journey along the road to enlightenment.
I
Wow.
can see.
And is that what brought you here?
It is. Though Santa Cova is but one step on that road.
What's so special about Santa Cova?
It's an ancient and very holy place. I've spent the last year researching it, and I can truly say there is nothing I do not know about it.
Really?
I don't suppose you'd know anything about that rock out there?
No, only that for 1,000 years, people have claimed to see a face in its shapes.
Well, there is a face.
Still, keeping busy, Duane?
Like the man said, George, that old kaleidoscope keeps getting shaken. and the pieces are ever in flux.
Guess it's your job to pick 'em up, huh?
Well, somebody has to do it, compadre.
I enjoyed talking to Duane, but I was rarely any the wiser afterwards. What can you tell me about the statue?
I read that the Black Madonna has been here since the 9th century. She's called the Virgin of Montserrat. Some say the original was moved to the cathedral. But Duane and I know that's just a bluff, don't we, honey?
We sure do. This one is the real McCoy.
Amazing.
What can you tell me about Santa Cova?
Well, dear, they call it the Chapel of the Holy Grotto. It was built directly into the mountain itself in 1696. It survived the Napoleonic Wars, mudslides, Civil War. But the chapel is still standing today. It's a miracle.
Or a restoration.
What was that, dear?
Yes, a miracle.
Yes. Nah.
Catch you later.
Anyway. That altar's interesting.
That would be pointless.
Okay. Hey, Duane.
Hey, Duane!
George!
Hello, dear.
What can you tell me?
Well, but look,
A miracle. Nothing really appears afterwards. Maybe...
Duane, does this mean anything to you?
I don't know. Pearl?
oh, nothing, dear. Apart from the obvious Gnostic connotations, of course.
What?
You know, the Dominicans. All those Gnostic saints. Doubting Thomas, Judas, and you see the woman in the red cloak? The infamous Mary Magdalene herself.
A lady in red.
That's enough now, Duane. You know my feelings about her.
Pearl knew her Gnostic onions, all right.
Then there's the Ouroboros, of course.
Something special about it?
Well, if I remember rightly, there was an Ouroboros right here in this chapel.
Really?
Back in the 30s and 40s, the chapel was renovated. The workmen uncovered numerous symbols carved in the rock. Amongst them was a fine Ouroboros.
But that's amazing. So, where is it?
Oh, it's not there now.
Oh.
Maybe
It was
because...
considered blasphemous, so they plastered over it.
Oh.
Sweetheart, I think it's time for us to go. The road to enlightenment waits for no woman.
'Tis the pilgrim's lot, George.
It was so nice to see you again. And meet your girlfriend.
We're not.
Take this radio, Nico. Never know when you might need it. Keep an eye on our boy George here.
Poor little lost lamb.
I'm not...
Don't worry, this little lamb's in safe hands. Bon voyage.
Bye-bye, dears.
See ya! Nico, don't even start.
Little lamb?
Let's focus on the task in hand, shall we? Okay, this Ouroboros that Pearl mentioned...
Yeah.
You're right. We need to find it.
And... I really just want to hammer this thing right now. Now they're gone, can I do that? I
I
can.
hoped this was the right thing to do.
I don't care when I hammer it. I want to break this fucking thing. Yeah!
Hey, Nico, I found the Ouroboros.
Oh my god.
So what now?
Pearl was right. The plaster had covered an Ouroboros.